In today's video, we're going to be talking about silver and gold and how the precious metals react to bad news and world events that have a negative impact on the economy, businesses, the stock market, and real estate. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and staying safe. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about silver and also gold and how they react to bad news when it comes to the economy. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today is Thursday, April 22nd. 2021. It is currently 46 degrees outside, so it's actually kind of cold, but for the first time in a couple of days, it's actually bright and sunny. Look at this beautiful day we're having out here. Hence why I'm filming the video outside. Just in case you hear any birds chirping in the background or any cars driving past, that would be exactly why. I also wanted to talk about the spot price very quick, because as I'm recording the video, spot price of silver is $26.14, which means it's down about 41 cents, and gold is $1,781.50, which means it's down a little more than 12 bucks. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how silver reacts to bad news when it comes to the economy, when we're going through difficult times, when we're going through financial hardships as a nation or even as a planet, which, by the way, I think today is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everybody. So I broke it down into three separate categories. I broke it down into inflation, I broke it down into higher taxes, and I broke it down to massive economic hardships such as what we went through last year. So I want to run through inflation and higher taxes really quick, starting with inflation. During times where our government is generous enough to print the dollar bill into oblivion, so everybody gets a bunch of dollar bills.
You get dollar bills, you get dollar bills, everybody gets dollar bills.
We, after a short period of time, sometimes a couple months, sometimes a couple of years down the road, doesn't happen automatically, but it happens eventually, we begin to see the prices of everything begin to go up. The more dollar bills they print, whether they're physically printing them or just simply digitally creating them, regardless, the more dollars they create, the weaker our dollars become. That's just the harsh reality. It's the unfortunate truth. The more dollar bills that get printed, we start to see the price of food begin to go up. That's usually where it starts. We also see the price of clothing go up. We see the prices of a variety of different types of goods and services begin to go up. We see the price of houses begin to go up. We see the price of rent begin to go up. We see everything go up. This is just what happens as the dollar bill loses purchasing power. And during times where the people know that our quote-unquote leaders are printing our dollar bill into oblivion, and it's inevitable, the more they print, the weaker they're going to get down the road. Before they start to weaken, a lot of people begin to move their cash into precious metals. Because what are the precious metals? What is silver? What is gold? What are they for? What is their primary purpose? Other than jewelry, other than all the different uses that silver has, what is the main reason, the number one reason that I'm stacking, that more than likely that you're stacking, he's stacking, she's stacking, everybody's stacking for? What is the number one primary concern that drives people to the precious metals? It's inflation. The silver and gold act as a tool, as a hedge against inflation. Moving on over to higher taxes. This is something that's more than likely going to be coming to fruition over the next couple of years, unfortunately, as well. But luckily, when it comes to the silver, when it comes to the gold, the precious metals, they do not generate revenue. They do not produce cash flow. They do not send you a paycheck or hit you with a direct deposit. But they can appreciate in value over time. Going back to inflation really quick, as the dollar bill gets weaker, usually that causes silver and gold to become stronger. Now, that's not exactly the case. That's just how it appears. because the silver and the gold, they pretty much gain what the dollar bill loses. So people see silver and gold begin to climb up. They see the spot price stepping up, moving in an upward direction. When fact of the matter is, it's not really moving in an upward direction. It's not really moving in any direction at all. It's the dollar bill moving in a downward direction that makes it appear that the precious metals are moving in an upward direction. But it does cause the spot price dollar bill price tag to move up, which is what capital appreciation is. And fortunately, similar to owning stocks and real estate, you don't have to pay capital gains tax if you don't sell. If you sell, you're going to have to, but if you don't sell, if you're holding on for the long term, like what I'm doing, what a lot of us are doing, you don't have to pay capital gains tax. It's only when you sell, because that's income. Holding on to a little coin, regardless of what spot price does, you're not earning anything. And by the way, if spot price goes down and you're still holding on to that coin, just like you didn't make money when the spot price went up, you didn't lose money when the spot price went down. You still have that coin. You still have those metals. And obviously, capital gains tax is not the only type of tax we're talking about. There's corporate tax, there's this tax, there's that tax. And during times where we see proposals to increase taxes, it gets a lot of people nervous. It gets a lot of people hesitant. It makes a lot of people lose confidence in where they're currently putting their dollar bills, in fear that their taxes are going to go up in those areas. So what they do is, before this causes a problem, a tax-related problem, they'll take some cash out, and a lot of the time, they'll either hold on to the cash, or they will inject that cash into silver and gold, usually gold. And this is to protect themselves from higher taxes, and of course, as previously stated, inflation. Now moving on to the third and final point that I wanted to cover in today's video. This is where I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. It would be during times of economic catastrophe, such as 2020. During times of large-scale financial hardships, where there's all of this uncertainty in all of the different markets. People don't know what's going to happen. People don't know if they're going to get their job taken away. They don't know if they already got their job taken away, if they're going to be able to go back to work anytime in the near future. They don't know if they're going to be able to pay rent. They don't know if they're going to be able to cover their mortgage. They don't even know if they're going to be able to put food on the table for their children. 2020 was a repulsive year in so many different ways. And it caused chaos. It caused hardships. It caused physical, emotional, and financial pain on, I want to say, the American people, but quite honestly, it's been the people of planet Earth. Everyone was hurting last year, and everyone's still hurting this year. Hopefully, we're slowly but surely getting back on track. I'm personally optimistic. I have high hopes, but only time will tell. But last year, we saw a lot of issues. Even the big top dog investors, business owners, and whatnot, even they saw issues. And during times of economic uncertainty, especially during a year where there's a presidential election, we see this every 4 years. We saw it 4 years ago, we saw it 4 years before that, and 4 years before that. Every single time that election day is coming up, it usually starts in mid-September. That's where things begin to get rocky. That's when people begin to get nervous and hesitant, and they start thinking, this politician is talking about regulating a sector that I have a lot of money in. That politician over there is talking about raising taxes when I was getting ready to sell. Now he's going to take all my money. That politician over there is incredibly likely to spend, print, making my dollars even weaker. These are some of the big financial concerns that a lot of people have every single time that there's an election. Like I said, it begins the middle of September, and it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds until election day. And then after a week or so, things begin to stabilize again. But when it comes to business, stocks, and real estate, for example, starting with big, large, massive businesses. What is one type of business? What is one type of company? What is one sector? What is one industry that has been under massive amounts of scrutiny for years, for decades? The tobacco industry, where so many laws and regulations and restrictions have been implemented, they got their ability to advertise on TV taken away from them. All of these issues could be detrimental to somebody's company if they're in that particular sector. Now, by the way, just for the record, I understand that these companies in that particular sector are detrimental to people's health. So I do understand the laws, the regulations, the restrictions, the advertising getting taken away. I do understand. I just wanted to use them as an example for when it comes to big, large, massive businesses, corporations, industries, and sectors. Now, away from the big business owners, let's talk about the people who invest in the stock market. I just gave an example of a particular industry that was very controversial and still is due to health concerns. But there's a newer industry that is just as controversial for very different reasons. There's a handful of companies out there who have been under quite a bit of scrutiny over the last couple of years, and there are plenty of people who invest in some of these companies that might be seeing a little bit of pain if new rules, laws, regulations, and restrictions are implemented to break up some of these massive corporations, such as the big, large tech companies. A lot of people have suggested that Facebook may or may not have been acting in good faith over the years. Many have suggested that Amazon might be acting as a little bit of a monopoly or anti-competitive practices. So there are tons of proposals to break up and change and regulate some of these massive corporations. A couple examples of tech stocks that are really on the radar, to say the least. And now finally, moving away from stocks, let's talk about real estate really quick, and I'll make this very, very simple. In fact, I can sum it up in just one word. 2008. Need I say more? Now, I didn't say anything in this section of the video when it comes to big businesses, when it comes to the stock market, or when it comes to real estate as a way of discouraging people from getting involved in business stocks and real estate. I still personally, truly, wholeheartedly believe that business stocks and real estate are probably the best ways of creating and generating wealth. Silver and gold are used to preserve your wealth. But I want to tie this together really quick because I talked about the issues when it comes to business stocks and real estate, especially during times of economic uncertainty and financial hardships, because when those things happen, when big businesses are being hit with new restrictions and laws are getting passed that are causing a negative effect on them, when people who invest in the stock market, their investments or the companies that they invest in start getting really broken apart and they start seeing more red days than green days. And then when it comes to real estate, if there's a market crash or if the government just decides that tenants no longer have to pay rent, this is when a lot of people take silver and gold into consideration. This is when people begin to look for other avenues. This is when people begin to further diversify to protect themselves from financial hardships, from economic uncertainty, from higher taxes, inflation, and all of the nonsense that we saw just last year in 2020. Silver and gold begin to go up. The stacking demand goes up, which oftentimes raises the premiums. And the way supply and demand works, when more people are hoarding silver and gold, there might be a little less silver and gold to go around, and some of these massive industries that rely heavily on silver and gold, such as the jewelry industry, such as those who make solar panels, cars, electronics, batteries, photography, medicine, so many different things, that's when we start to see the spot price begin to go up, because the global silver demand goes up. So silver and gold are very reactive to bad news, at least from what I've seen, at least from what I've experienced over the last couple of years of stacking and the research I've done, everything that took place before I even got started stacking. I thought today's video would be a pretty interesting topic precious metals reacting to bad news, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video. And if you think the bad news when it comes to the economy lead to good news for the precious metals. And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I'm also doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shout-outs, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial-free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button like a Karen hits a bus window. Or you can hit the subscribe button like Ben Askren hit the canvas. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Bunch of brand new videos over there. Just posted one about teaching your kids about silver and gold, one about recovery stocks, one about the tech stock sell-off, one about the credit card crackdown, and a bunch of others. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 3,000 subscribers. We just hit 2,000, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. And of course, last but not least, the brand new DYDSS Karen Free Zone t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug.
My name is not Karen.
Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, once again, when it comes to silver and gold, do you think that they're a little bit more reactive to good news when it comes to the economy or bad news when it comes to the economy? Because there's an argument for both ways. But in my opinion and from my perspective, not a professional, and I'm also not a financial advisor, so obviously nothing on this channel is financial advice. Do your own research, form your own opinions, make your own decisions based off of your conclusions, not mine. But the conclusion that I came to, based on a couple of years of my involvement and several years of researching the past as well, I believe the silver and gold are much more reactive to bad news and economic uncertainty, presidential elections, inflation, higher taxes, regulations on businesses, stocks, real estate that drive even more people away from those markets and into the precious metal market to protect themselves for the long term. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.